Hey everybody, Aaron Cowan, Sage Dynamics. This week's questions answered. What challenges you? I like this question a lot. When it comes to shooting, we're all having problems with something. The question was asked specifically in regards to what constantly challenges you, what do you constantly have to work on, what do you constantly feel like you're not good enough at? There's a couple things. Specifically on the handgun, one consistent problem that I feel like I have is, I guess you'd call it equalizing pressure in the grip. I like to feel like I have a really good grip. I spend a lot of time doing one-handed shooting as well, and I think the more proficient you are with one-handed shooting, the more proficient you are when you put both hands together. But sometimes I feel like I'm letting the gun drift horizontally a little bit because I'm not maintaining a consistent amount of pressure in my sport hand or my primary hand. So if I'm in a hurry, my grip will seat correctly, but the pressure may not be equal, and it's something I'm constantly monitoring. And the problem may actually not be nearly as bad as I feel like it is. Even when I experience those issues, I still feel like I shoot pretty good, but I feel like I could tighten it up even more if I could get to a level of unconscious competence where that wouldn't occur, and I wouldn't feel like I had to, in the moment, start paying specific attention to the amount of pressure being delivered to the gun, because some of those things become unconsciously competent, and the more proficient you are, the better that level of unconscious competence. Next one is definitely my unicorn, and that's trigger speed. I understand how to build a better, I should say faster shooter, better shooter too. But because I understand the process doesn't necessarily mean that I'm able to perform it to the same degree that other people are. I've had very new shooters come to me, and I've had them come to me repeatedly, and they've learned my trigger method for, so quote unquote, getting on the gas, like actually just going as fast as you can based on your ability to get hits, based on the distance or the context of the target or whatever, because speed isn't always the answer. But when you can use speed, speed is always the answer. But anyway, I teach the technique, and they do it. And they do it pretty well. And then the next class or the next time I see them, they're shooting what feels like 1,000 miles an hour faster than I can. And I'm like, I taught that guy that, and I can't do that. I don't get mad at him. It's just one of those things where sometimes even if you understand the process, you can't actually replicate it to the same degree of proficiency that another person can. And that's something for me that keeps me humble as an instructor, is recognizing the fact that I may be able to teach somebody to do something, and then they're going to do it better than me. And I have to be okay with that, because I'm not going to be the best at everything. I'm pretty good at recognizing that. I've never really, quote unquote, gotten my feelings over it, but there's always that part of me that's like, now I need to ask them, what are they doing outside or beyond what I taught them? Because maybe they can then teach me how to teach the method better, and somewhat selfishly, make myself an overall faster shooter. Fitness is always going to be a lifetime challenge for me. I was a very, very, very overweight child. In fact, even today, I'm a fat guy in another guy's body. If I stop going to the gym, I'll gain weight, because I've always had very low willpower when it comes to proper diet. I don't eat fast food all the time or anything like that. It's just portion control and things of those nature. They can get away from you if you're not paying attention. Of course, doing what I do for a living full time, there'll be sometimes 3 or 4 days where I can't get a fully structured workout in, or I'm so tired that I feel like any workout is going to be inconsequential. I'm just not going to put my heart and soul into it. So that's something I'm constantly going to struggle with. It's a constant level. It's a constant challenge for me. Not necessarily to be motivated, because I always want to go, but sometimes life gets in the way, or sometimes my job gets in the way, and it makes things a little bit difficult. So I've got these goals when it comes to fitness that I never quite reach, and even when I do reach one, something will happen, like I'll have a general injury, or work schedule will get in the way, which is my fault because I make my work schedule, and I won't be able to maintain it, or I won't be able to push past it, and I just kind of plateau there. But I enjoy it, and it's not something I'm going to give up on, but it is going to be, like, again, the topic of the video, what challenges me. That's definitely one of my larger challenges. So those are the things I thought of right off the top of my head. More things will occur to me, especially, I'll go to the range and be like, oh, I should have talked about this, or I should have talked about that, or maybe I'll get into more specific detail on some other things. But I'll probably definitely do another video on this topic again in the future. Until then, I'm Aaron Cowan with Sage Dynamics. Train accordingly.